Today marks the 30th day of the federal government shutdown. If nothing changes, SNAP food assistance funds will lapse on Saturday, leaving millions of Americans to wonder where they're going to go to get their food.
U.S. Senator Rick Scott of Florida weighed in on the ongoing government shutdown at an event in Sioux Center, Iowa tonight. The Republican Party of Iowa hosted that event with Scott as the special guest. We talked with him before the event and focused on his efforts to end the government shutdown. Scott mentioned the almost daily votes on bills to reopen the government. The existing bill needs 60 votes in the Senate to move forward, but at most, only 55 senators have voted for it.
The only way we're going to get this done is the bill that passed the House. That's already passed the House. That all it takes is 5 more senators.
Scott calls SNAP funding very important and needs to continue. But the fastest way to restore that funding, he says, is to reopen the government. However, Scott says he's unsure what will help move that bill forward.
What's it going to take to get the Democrats to show up and work with us? Maybe is if people are going to lose their SNAP benefits. I grew up in public housing. I never met my dad. My mom struggled to put food on the table, and so you think about what's going to be happening. These people that have become dependent on that. How are they going to get their